Hey y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. Welcome to my VersaMark class. I'm going to share with y'all about, definitely 6 different ways to use a VersaMark ink pad. I think there's been some confusion about what all it can and can't do. So I hope that this video is helpful for you. I hope that I share at least one tip that you had never knew and that it will help you with your crafting in your own studios or in your own. Hope it will help you with your paper crafting. All right. If you are joining this premiere, I hope that you are visiting with your stamping friends in the chat. I love it when you all comment below the video. Also, if you're new to my channel, I do want to welcome you. I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope that you'll come back and see me again. I request that you subscribe to my channel if you've not already done so, and that you ring that notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live or I upload a video like this. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera because I want to show you a few things. The first thing is I want to talk to you about the VersaMark ink pad, okay? It is called a watermark stamp pad. It is a sticky ink. And this pad I have managed to keep quite clean. However, if you get it dirty with inking up with your stamps and stuff, don't worry about it. It still works, okay? So it is a watermark ink pad, and the ink stays very sticky so that things will stick to it. However, it is not a glue. Isn't that funny, right? It's a sticky ink, but it's not a glue. So, and for example, if you wanted to stamp one of these images and then stamp it with VersaMark and then sprinkle it with glitter, glitter might stick for a little bit, but eventually that glitter is going to fall off. You need another product that is more of an adhesive. Stampin' Up! Used to sell it. It was called heat and stick powder. If you do not have that, you can Google and find some at other places. I know we found it on Amazon. It's like $6, so pretty inexpensive. So that is something that you would need if you wanted to add glitter in the shape of your stamped image. But I'm going to show you 6 different ways to use the VersaMark ink pad. I'm calling this like a photo image or photo. Photo image is what I called it. It looks like a picture. Okay, so it's pretty slick. It's pretty slick. So I want to share that with you. I actually stamped on some designer series paper, which is fun. This is the paper. This is called Country Wood, and it is one of my favorites. Okay, so I want to share it with you. It's just so beachy, and I absolutely love the beach. So I wanted to just quickly thumb through it and let you see. I feel like one side could be feminine cards and the other side could be masculine cards, or just all masculine. I mean, look at that. Like it's a great pack of designer series paper. And when I was thumbing through it, I knew I wanted to use this, but I couldn't decide which pattern until I got to this one. And I just felt like, let's look at it. I just felt like when I looked at it, I see some water and I see some sun. And so that's what I picked to use for my card. Let me pick this up. Get this out of the way. So I have a piece all ready for us to use. So I want you to see that, okay? And again, I felt like this was the sun and then some of the water. I'm using the stamp set called Under the Moon. And I also used for my words, because this one doesn't have any words, Simply Said. I use Simply Said for several of my cards on today's class. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to pull my card back up. And I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was a little too much. That was out of control. All right. First, I'm going to get my Memento ink pad, and I'm going to be stamping my boat with that. And then I have my clouds and my water and I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight, okay? And I think when you see this, you're going to be quite surprised at the difference of how it looks here versus here when I first stamp it. So I'm going to get a little piece of paper to protect my work surface. There we go. Oh, I do need, hold on. I'm going to pretend like I'm doing this live because that's how I usually roll. I don't normally make videos. It's not my favorite. I feel very lonely just talking to myself. Oh yeah, let's do the water first. I know my friend Karen and I were talking. It's like once you've done YouTube lives, it's really hard to go back and just do videos. Okay, so I'm going to get my water, and I'm inking up again, like I said, with Misty Moonlight. Okay, and I'm just kind of following the color of the paper. And I just kind of felt like, and honestly, if you turn it around, this kind of matches up. It's not perfect, but I just thought, I think I like that better. See that? Okay. Okay, so then we have that, and then we're going to do let's do our clouds. Let's do these. There's several sets of clouds in that stamp set. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to get our boat. You know what? Excuse me. Kind of add some more clouds in there. There's that. Okay, so now we're going to use our memento, and we're going to stamp our boat. Just kind of, yeah, I think I kind of did it. Looks kind of lonely out there all by itself. And so that was all the stamping I did. Now let me bring in, do you see how vibrant this one looks compared to this one? Okay, well, let's finish it up. We're going to take our VersaMark ink, and I'm going to get some clear embossing powder. So first, I'm going to add the VersaMark to my stamped layer. Making sure that I got it all. Okay. And then we're going to get our clear. Whoa, that did not blow it. Clear. I got too close to the camera and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. All right. My clear embossing powder. And we're just going to dump it. Make sure we got it all the way. Give it a good tap on the back. Okay. I'll put that aside for a minute. I'm going to get a piece of foil covered. This is just a cutting board that I swiped from the kitchen. And we're just going to heat set it. Now, as I heat set it, I want you to see how vibrant those colors turn out. Here we go. I love it. Look at the difference. Now, I know there's powder on there, but I'm going to make sure we get all of it. We're going to melt that powder. I'm just turning it, making sure I got everything. You want to see shiny everywhere. So basically what we did, let's go back. When we added the VersaMark and then we poured the embossed powder over it, the VersaMark allowed that powder to stick until I heat set it. If I didn't heat set it, what's going to happen? When I pick this up, that powder is just going to start brushing off. So you see, it's not a glue. It's just sticky enough to keep that powder where I needed it until I could heat set it. There you go. I'm calling this one the photo technique. Oh, now when you turn that, look right there where my boat is. Can y'all see that it's not shiny? We got to fix that. Just want to double check that the entire thing is melted. I want to see y'all holding it up to the light. It's just so pretty. Doesn't it look like a photo? So you could do this with anything. You could do it with your entire stamped image, not even using designer series paper like I did, but man, do I love that card. Woo! Hey, look, it reminds me of the beach. All right. What is our next one? Okay, so our next one is we can make any color of embossed image that we want. This just happens to be Lost Lagoon, and I know it's not showing Lost Lagoon on this camera. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. Let's see. Can we fix something? Let's fix our white balance. I don't think I can now. Okay. All right. Trust me, it is Lost Lagoon. There's the ink pad. That looks like a pool party. Okay, I am going to be using the Magnolia stamp set. What did I do with it? The Magnolia Mood. Such a pretty stamp set. Put that over there. And so what you're going to do first is you're going to get, I don't need this. I'm just going to use this. We're going to get a piece of basic white, and then we're going to take our VersaMark ink pad, and you could use any color of ink. So when you're embossing and using embossing powder like I did here, we're limited. We have clear, we have white, we have gold, we have black, we have silver. You know, there's different embossing powder colors that are limited. But when you take, let's go ahead and open up our ink pad. I'm going to ink up first using the VersaMark. Okay. Then I'm going to ink up using Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp my image. And I'm going to leave that there for just a hot second because I need to pour up my clear powder that I used. Okay. And then we're going to pour clear powder on that stamped image. And because I used VersaMark first, I know you can't tell on camera, but the powder stuck to the image. Let's close up all of our ink pads. Whenever you are using embossing powder, it's best to close up all your pads so that that embossing powder does not blow onto your ink pad. Okay, now we're going to heat set this again. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see it starting to get darker where that powder is melting. There's just something magical about embossing with a heat gun. And there you go. I now have a flower done with Lost Lagoon. It could have been Real Red. It could have been Night of Navy. It could be any ink color, which makes it the possibilities endless. So let me show you my card again. There we go. It's looking more like Lost Lagoon now up here in the air. So pretty. Okay. What is next? First, I'm going to go ahead and pour this up because I think I need it one more time. Okay. So I think the next one I'm going to show you is just the watermark. Remember, the ink pad says that it is a watermark stamp pad. Okay. So I think I'm going to show you this version using the butterflies. I'm using, what is my stamp set? Butterflies, sketched butterflies. Okay. And so we're going to get, and I thought it would be kind of fun. I don't know if you can see. This is actually peach pie. And it doesn't look like it on camera, but it is peach pie. Let's see. Yeah, it looks a little bit better over there. And so I thought it would be fun to show you, like maybe using melon mambo. Okay, let's try that. All right. So all we're doing, this is kind of a big stamp. Oh, what is that? A dirty stamp. I don't know what that was. Okay. So we're going to ink up our butterfly. And we're just going to stamp it without putting any embossing powder. Can you see it? Boy, this camera. There we go. I'm looking on the other screen. You can see it. Sorry. This monitor that I'm looking at might need to be replaced. It's not behaving. All right. So, and I love these little butterflies. I just thought they were so fun. Just flitting about. And let's see, we've got one more. Let's do this one. There we go. So just a watermarked, sorry, I'm looking, a watermarked version. Stamp your greeting, layer it, and you're good to go. How about a fast card? That's pretty quick. Now, taking the butterflies again, I want to show you a resist. So we're going to play with this idea right here. So we're going to stamp the butterflies. Let me get my paper here. And I'm going to get my white emboss powder, again, using the sketched butterflies. And we're going to ink up. Now, this time I'm using embossing powder. So I am going to get my embossing buddy. We're just going to do that. The embossing buddy gets the static out of the cardstock so that the powder, the embossing powder, only sticks where I want it to. I think I zoomed in too much, but I just wanted you to see it heating up when I did the embossing. Okay, so let's do this. That's a little bit harder to see because I'm on the white paper. So I know you probably can't see a darn thing, but just trust me, it's there. And then we're going to get our little butterflies and stamp right there. And let's see. I think I want my big butterfly. Whew, crossing my fingers. Okay, closing up our VersaMark pad. And now I'm going to pour white emboss powder. Oh, you cannot see that when I get so close. Sorry about that. I'm very generous with it because it's just going to go right back in anyway. Oh no, can you see my butterflies? I think you can. Okay. I think I got powder everywhere. Now we're going to heat set that. And I know you can't see it, but it is melting. We just want it all good and shiny. Lifting it up, looking to make sure everything's melted. I think I got it. Okay, I'm going to grab some blending brushes. And I was going to let y'all pick the colors, so I guess I have to pick them myself. Yeah, I was going to let y'all pick, but we're going to go with Pool Party. And I'm just going to start inking up. I'm going to start off and I'm going to come on to my paper and you can start to see my butterflies appearing. Now see that? Super fun. I'm going to come in a little bit more right here. Okay. And now let's go with my new favorite, Petunia Pop. This is one of the new in colors, and I absolutely love it. Okay. Come off just a little bit. We're going to come in right beside that pool party. I don't know. I think out of habit, I do things in threes. So you could add 3 colors, and I've got 3 sets of colors. Do y'all see that? Kind of funny. Just realized that I did that. Okay. I didn't mean to pick it, but we're going to see what peach pie looks like. I meant to get like a daffodil delight or something, but it's okay. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So we're just kind of filling in and blending. I want you to notice how you can't really see a clear image, a clear white butterfly, because the ink does not stick. Well, it is sticking right now, but this is called an embossed resist. Guess who just stuck her arm in the ink pad? I like this. I think this is turning out better than I thought. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to grab peach pie. But that's okay. It's good. Okay. So I'm going to close up my ink pads. I don't know. I think I'm going to come in. Blend that a little bit better. Okay. So now I'm going to get, you could get a tissue. You could get a paper towel. You could get a cloth, which I think is what I'm going to grab. But basically what you want to do, so let me show you. Can you see the ink has kind of stuck to my butterfly, especially the Petunia Pop? Really, the Petunia Pop is popping. So it's kind of sticking. So I'm going to take and wipe off the ink. Let me see if it'll show you. It doesn't show them from my fingers. The ink is not going to ever dry on the embossed area, but we just want to shine it up a little bit and get that ink off. And that is called embossed resist. Okay. So let me show you my card. That was my card. See how I meant to do a little bit more daffodil delight, but that's okay. I like both of them. They're both bright and cheery. Okay. What is my next technique? So we did both butterflies. Let me look at my list. I want to make sure. Embossed in color, photo, embossed resist, watermark, basic watermark. Oh, embossed watermark. Let's do that one. So for this one, I'm going to use the Leaf Collection stamp set. It is a very fun stamp set. And this is going to be the card. So I want to show you what it looks like. For this card, I am using my Stamparatus. If you don't have a Stamparatus, you could maybe search for a stamp positioner. I just find it helpful when you're using these big stamps. Otherwise, you can ink it up upside down is what I'm trying to say, I guess. But for this one, I am going to show you with the VersaMark, with the Stamparatus. What is this thing called? Stamparatus. All right. I'm not worrying about using the embossing buddy per se. Well, maybe I should. We'll just go ahead. Because we do want our embossed area to be perfect. Make sure we're good. So I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I tend, okay, so this is a really bold image. I kind of do a little wiggle on my bolder images like this, just to, I don't know, am I grinding that ink in? I think so. And then I just tap it all out. Okay. Get all those grind marks out. All right, giving it a good back rub. It's a large stamp, so we really want to make sure that we have it pressed in there really well. Now, because my card stuck to my Stamparatus, or to my stamp, it doesn't really matter if I use the Stamparatus. If you have to ink up your stamp upside down, you could certainly use a piece of paper and rub it out. So in other words, if you put the ink on the stamp, place your paper down like I did, use another piece of paper to keep your fingers clean, you can certainly do that. Okay, so here we go again. Remember our card that we did with the butterflies. It's the same concept, okay? We're using it as a watermark, but this time we're going to take our clear embossing powder, right? Let me make sure I don't have my white. Clear embossing powder. And we're going to emboss that. Now, this class that I'm teaching you is my June of 2024 online class. If you do not currently have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your demonstrator. And if you place an order with me during the month of June, that is more than $50, I will send you the tutorial for all of these cards so that you remember. And I did a thing back a while ago where it was a technique class. And since I feel very strongly that this is a technique class, I will give you the option of I will give you a tutorial based on the technique outline. Let me grab it. Let me show you. So we did over 100 techniques, and the paper will be printed to where you can cut it apart and put it in the Stampin' Up! Album like this, okay? So that is how it will come that way, and it will also come where it's just a full sheet that you can save and put in a 3-ring binder if you want, or a file, okay? Whichever way. All right, so all you have to do is go to my Stampin' Up! Store below the video and shop during the month of June of 2024 to get the free tutorial. I will have the tutorial offered for sale in my tutorial store if you would rather purchase it. All right, let's get going. Here we go. It's starting to melt. Look how fun. This is Shy Shamrock, is the cardstock. One of the new in colors. So pretty. So pretty. It's just magical, isn't it? Okay. All right. Then what I did, and I'm not going to do the whole thing in front of you, but I picked the larger image, and you can use all the images on here, but I took my snips and I fussy cut. And if you can see, I'm really moving more my paper and not my snips as I'm cutting. Okay. I know that some people don't like to fussy cut, and I honestly can't believe I'm fussy cutting on this video. But I don't know, if you're like, I just need this. It's all good. I can do this. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right. So I'm not going to cut out the whole thing, but basically I fussy cut it out. I stamped the image again, just using Shy Shamrock, and then I popped it up. See that? It's popped up with dimensional. So I fussy cut out a bit, and just that part is shiny. Boy, I hope that, there we go. I think you can see it. So it really makes it pop when you do that. Okay. So my last one is chalk. Let's talk about pastels. I think this is a gorgeous card. It is so simple. I'm going to use a piece of basic white. I'm going to get my Magnolia stamp again. And I have the soft pastels. I think they've come out with a new assortment, but that's all I have. So they're basically the same thing, but maybe different colors. These are chalks, okay? And I have used these and used these and used these, and they last absolutely forever. Let me find, where is my take your pick tool? Yep, I lose things all the time. Here we go. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use this spatula end. Okay, I'm going to get a clear block. Okay, and I'm going to pick, let's do a little bit darker color. This looks a little more like Poppy Parade. I'm just going to shave off some color. You know, it may look like I'm doing a lot, but I'm really not. Whoops. Okay, that's probably enough. And then I'm going to get the green. Shave off a little bit of that. You could use the edge of a pair of scissors. What else could I use? I guess like maybe a butter knife. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, we don't need that much. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set this aside. Set that aside. Okay. Oh, I need a Q-tip. Let me grab a Q-tip. Got all Q-tips. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, let's make sure you can see everything. I'm going to ink up using VersaMark. Okay. Now remember, we said this isn't a glue, but it is a sticky ink pad. And if you were to touch that, okay, so look how our ink pad is starting to get a little dirty now. I've done so good keeping it clean, but I forgot to clean my stamp from the Lost Lagoon. That's okay. It's okay. It's going to be fine. All right. So it actually helps because I can actually see some of the image. Okay. So I'm going to take the green and I'm just going to color the leaves. Okay. And even though this is not an adhesive or a glue, it will allow this powder of the chalk to stick and stay. Okay. Now, years ago, we used to say that we needed to set it with hairspray. I haven't found the chalks today needed that. And we used hairspray. We used cheap Aquanet hairspray, if anybody remembers that. Or I'm sure they still sell it. I don't know. I haven't looked for that. Cheap hairspray. I want to say we did Aquanet because maybe it had more alcohol in it. I don't know. I don't remember why that was the one of choice. Okay. So when you're trying to do this, you're like, I don't know what's a flower and what's a leaf. So if you put your stamp right there, you can kind of see this is a leaf, this is a leaf, Let's see, let me do it. Let me turn it this way so you can kind of see it. There we go. There's my flower. There's the little bud. There's my leaf. And we've got leaves coming off of here. That just helps you know, do I color it red or do I color it green? Okay, so I don't know if you can see the powder, but I'm just going to blow it away. And I specifically want you to notice that I actually went outside the line right there, but it's okay. All right, now I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to use the Poppy Parade. Whoops, we got one more. Let's do some stems over here. Okay, I'm going to use the other end and we're going to do the Poppy Parade. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is the Pastel Resist, is what this is called. Okay. Move that out of the way. Blow on it again. Now, some of you may have white erasers. These white erasers are really good for, let me see if I can show you. Can you see the pastel that I went out of the line? You just take the white eraser and erase it. And it cleans it right up. Isn't that funny? It's just wiping off that chalk. There we go. How fun is that? Okay, so this one I did, and then this one I did in the yellow. Okay, let's bring all of our cards back in like I like to do. We've got the pastels. We've got the embossed, watermark embossed. I'm going to have to come out. Hold on. Whoops, and I always go the wrong way. All right, there we go. Then we have our embossed resist. And then we have our watermark, which is what the ink pad is for. And then we have embossing any color, any ink pad you have. And then we have our photo one. There we go. I hope that this helps you as you are making your cards and using VersaMark ink. And remember, it's not a glue, but it sure does allow other things to stick to it. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video. So happy stamping, y'all. Bye.